Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. Doing me GavsWeatherVids Sunday Round-Up. As always, going to get various things together and have a look and see what is happening. I'm going to be a little bit shorter with the Sunday Round-Up this week because I've got quite a cough and sore throat, so I thought I'd hamper to go on for 20-25 minutes this week. So it'll be a little bit shorter, but you'll get a good idea and feel of what's going on. We started the competition, so I'll just start off talking about that. About an hour ago, we launched the latest competition at GavsWeatherVids. It's the fourth one that we've done in association with MetCheck.co.uk Weather Instrumentation. We're giving away the Climate Night Fishing moon phase clock. So this is it. I'm on the competition page at GavsWeatherVids right now. That's the prize that you've got to enter the prize draw in order to be able to win. There's a nice written summary about this competition on our competitions page and a video as well. And I'll just take you through to MetCheck.co.uk Weather Instrumentation. That's their website. You can find the link to their website on our competitions page and also on the GavsWeatherVids links page. That is the item in all its glory. It is a clock that tells you the full phase of the lunar cycle, right from the new moon through to the full moon and then back again. This prize is specifically for night fishing because I think the various phases of the lunar cycle have an impact on the fish that will be biting. But you don't just need it for that, actually. You can also use it just to see the full phase of the lunar cycle. And there is a theory that through the lunar cycle has an impact on the weather as well. So if you notice, you can win this prize, and you notice any changes in the weather that arise consistently with the various changes of the lunar cycle, you have to let me know and see what you think about that. So the prize itself is worth £39.50, but this prize can be personalised either to you or to a loved one, or you can put a family name on, a house name. Anything that you want can be engraved into your clock to personalise it, and the personalised clock is actually worth £50, so it's a fantastic prize that we are giving away this year in association with MetCheck.co.uk Weather Instrumentation. To win this, all you have to do is email your name and address to GavsWeatherVids@gmail.com. You'll be placed into the prize draw. I'll leave the link, a link to GavsWeatherVids' email address in the description box here at YouTube. There's also the link on the competition page at GavsWeatherVids. Just email your name and address to GavsWeatherVids@gmail.com. You'll go into a prize draw. 1 week today, Sunday 16th of April, Easter Sunday, we're going to pull one name out of a bag at random, and that person will be the winner of our moon phase clock. So you've got to be in it to win it, and good luck to everybody for entering. Right, let's get on with the video then, and we're going to start off Central England temperature from Hadley, and look at this, we're standing at 9.5 degrees at the moment for April 2017. That's an anomaly of 3 degrees above average, same as the anomaly that we had in March, which was at 8.7, again an anomaly of 3.0 degrees above average. So we're running around 3 degrees above average at the moment through central parts of England. A very warm day coming up today will lift this further. I think we'll well be seeing temperatures today. Possibly, I mean, I wouldn't rule out 25 degrees today somewhere like London. That's 77 Fahrenheit, incredibly warm for so early in April. A proper sort of heat wave, really, for today. So one day only off of that. Well, we had it yesterday, but it's a one day only off because tomorrow you're all going to feel a very significant drop in the temperature. So what about warm Aprils and the impacts that it can have on summer? We've had quite a few warm Aprils just recently. So this is the CET list from Hadley, going right way back to the year 1659. The CET is the longest and most sustained temperature record anywhere on Earth. They did alter the station, or have altered the stations though, over recent years. So there's always a little bit of controversy about using the CET. But really, for a long-term consistent temperature record, it's the best we have. So our last very warm April was back in 2014, which came out with CET of 10.2. That summer was quite warm, actually. Well, June and July 2014 was quite warm, but August was a bit of a joke in the pat. That was quite a cold month. I think that's the coldest August since around 1993. Now, 2011 is the warmest April on record. Incredibly warm April, that one, with a central England temperature of 11.8 degrees. Absolutely smashing, totally obliterating the record warm Aprils that preceded it. That summer was very disappointing, however. We had summer in April, really, and through June and July and August of 2011. Very, very disappointing temperatures indeed. Really quite a cool summer. Before that, we go back to 2007. And that was very warm at 11.2. A lot of people thought when we had the CET at 11.2 in April 2007, it would take a long time to beat it. Little did we know that just a couple of years down the line, we would actually smash it with the central temperature recorded in 2011. So another very warm April CET in 2007, and I'm sure you remember what happened in the summer of 2007. It's 10 years ago now, but it still stands out in the memory. Well, the CETs were cool through this month. Well, June actually was quite warm, but July and August were really quite cool. But the main thing about the summer of 2007 was the rain. It was a copiously wet summer. It didn't really stop raining from beginning to end. Torrential rain throughout the summer of 2007, producing very severe flooding. So at this point, you probably get the idea that actually a warm April isn't a terribly good sign for a decent summer, because most of these years that we've looked at so far are coming out with really quite poor summers. However, we have to go back to 2003, which comes out with a CET for April of 9.6. So not quite as warm as those other ones, but still really quite a decent CET for April 2003. And that was a hot summer, of course. We know that June was very, very warm. I think it's the warmest June since 1976. July, hot month, and then we had that incredible heat wave of August 2003. And then another year we could look at perhaps is 1997. That came out with an April CET of 9.0. So again, not quite as warm as those earlier months that we looked at. But if we follow on from that, we can see that the summer of 1997 got increasingly hot. So by the time we got through to August, again, very hot month in August 1997. Perhaps what's a little bit interesting is the April CETs that come out above 10 degrees. We go back to 1987. That had an April CET of 10.3. And again, that was quite a poor summer, really, in 1987. So maybe there's a connection there between Aprils that are exceptionally warm and they seem to be followed by really quite poor summers. Whereas the Aprils that are just more sensibly warm, they are significantly warmer than average, but they're not record-breaking, they're not extreme April temperatures. So, as I explained, 2003, for example, and 1997, those ones seem to have a greater chance, perhaps, of being followed by a warm summer. I'm sure we'll discuss all this with the analogues that we look at next month, actually. We'll go through what happened in April and look at the summer analogues in relation to these GavsWeatherVids summer forecasts. And talking about analogues, I've got some analogues coming up for March next Sunday, Easter Sunday. We're going to examine what the summers that follow warm Marches tend to be like. We've also got some quite interesting analogues in terms of the summer and ENSO conditions as well. So that's all going to be coming up over the next couple of Sundays. Right, solar activity then, and the solar disk on our side of the disk today from solarham.net is officially designated as as very low. We are at very low levels with sunspots at the moment. That's the disk right now. Our good friend James Ackrill has updated the GavsWeatherVids Spring Season Daily Solar Tracker. This is it. And, well, look at this. We had a real spike up in sunspot numbers a few days ago. We went up to that level, which is higher than we've been at any point with daily sunspots back to last summer. We can go back to the 1st of July with this chart just here, and at no point from last summer through to now did we reach this level of sunspots. So a real ramp up in sunspots took place a few days ago. However, we have totally crashed. Look at this. Now we are down to no sunspots whatsoever, the very latest. And as I showed you a few seconds ago from solarhound.net, solar activity is at very low levels once again. So a real ramp up in sunspots over a couple of days, and then really quite a crash down. We are in the declining phase of the solar cycle, of course, but that ramp up in solar activity a few days ago has actually moved the trend lines upwards. So it'll just be temporary, but temporarily the trends have moved upwards in terms of sunspot numbers. However, I would expect these very quickly to start declining down again. You see what is going on. We get these movements upwards and then we decline down, and then just briefly we'll move back up again, and then we'll decline down to a lower level and up and then down again. Well, obviously we're going through a brief period of moving upwards with these trend lines at the moment, but the next decline will probably take us to a lower level than we've been hitherto, and we are going to be reaching the minimum of solar cycle 24 in around 18 months time, where we'll have several weeks, if not months, of virtually spotless conditions on the solar disk. Arctic Oscillation observed and forecast chart then. Next, this is index that's reflecting the state of the atmosphere over the North Pole. Remember, the Arctic Oscillation doesn't drive anything, it just tells you what the weather is doing. Same with all the indexes that we use for forecasting. So it's the same with the NAO, it's the same with the QBO, MJO, whichever index you're looking at, none of them are driving the weather, they are just telling you what the weather condition is doing. We can see that the black line here takes us back to the winter, back to December, in terms of the Arctic Oscillation, and we can see that through most of the winter the Arctic Oscillation was positive. So it was a positive AO winter, which is the reason it was yet another mild winter. We did get a bit of a dip in the Arctic Oscillation there in early February when we got some high pressure over Scandinavia. But overall, it was a positive AO winter, meaning that it was generally quite a mild winter, a lot of westerlies for particularly northwestern parts of Europe and across the Atlantic. Now, the trend, the red lines at the end are the forecast apart from the GFS ensembles, and the trend from the GFS ensembles appears to be to move down into negativity of the AO. I've been explaining this in the videos over recent weeks. The Arctic Oscillation and the North Atlantic Oscillation are very similar. They tend to move in blocks of around 3 to 4 months. So we've had around 3 to 4 months of positivity of the AO. Is this reduction into a negative AO, this drop into a negative NAO that GFS ensembles are forecasting there, is that the start of going into an extended period of negative AO condition? If it is, it'll take us through, probably through May, probably through June, possibly even into July as well. So, and a negative AO in the summer is never normally a terribly good sign, because it tells you that you've got blocking over the pole, and what normally happens is that you set up low pressure underneath it, and a trough, a stationary trough of low pressure around the UK, northwestern Europe for summer. Never very good thing. You want warm and dry summer conditions. So it's possible, but can't guarantee, that this is the beginnings of a switch to an extended period of blocking. We shall wait and see. The NAO is very similar. Again, the black line here is the observed part of the NAO. Actually, I think that was the... so what's happened there? We're saying that both of these are the AO, and this one should actually be the NAO. So I'm not quite sure what has happened there. Something's gone a bit wrong with the charts at NOAA, because when I got these up, this should have been for the NAO. Anyway, we'll move along from that. The general idea is that the NAO and the AO are both trending into negative territory over the coming few weeks, the next couple of weeks, we're going to be trending into negative territory with the AO and the NAO. Right, we'll go on to the GFS ensemble. Sorry about that, things got a bit mixed up there. I'm not sure quite what went wrong. So we'll go on to the GFS ensembles next. The red line here is the 30-year temperature average in terms of the GFS ensembles. And, well, look at this. We're very, very significantly more than average at the moment. But a real plunge in temperature is coming up. It's quite unusual to see the temperature doing such a drop over such a quick space of time. But from this level here, which is 10 Celsius at 850 HPA, it's proper summer level, we're going down virtually back to -5 at 850 HPA in a couple of days' time. So a real drop in temperature coming up in terms of the upper air temperatures. And then after that, it looks like we're staying pretty cool really going through into the second half of April. That's this period just here. Looks like the temperatures are going to be staying really quite significantly below average. Certainly in this period just here, which is over Easter, it does look quite chilly. And then after that, we might start to see temperature staging a bit of a recovery, but pretty cool temperatures coming up. Precipitation, so a lot of dry weather over the next few days. After that, it is turning a little bit more unsettled, but these all are indicative of just showers really, nothing definitively wet showing up there on the GFS ensembles into the second half of April. So just cooler, but still generally on the driest side, I think, for the next couple of weeks. Temperature anomaly is going a little bit colder than average of UK and most parts of Europe as well. Haven't been able to say that for quite a long time, but temperature anomalies there going cooler than average from the 9th to the 17th of April. Precipitation anomaly is still generally coming out drier than average. We are very close to quite a wet area. That's up to the north of the UK. It looks really wet up there, but most parts of the British Isles and Western Europe, it looks quite dry. Temperature anomalies for America, generally it's warmer than average in most of the states. It is cold than average out towards the Pacific West. And the precipitation anomaly looking like this. It's turning drier in the southwest of the states, fairly wet through the Midwest, and then dry over towards the east. Here's the GFS for Thursday, then bringing down this cool northwesterly wind. We go through into Easter. We have high pressure for Friday, and then this area of low pressure to the north of Scotland. Looks like it plunges in towards the Baltic Sea and turns winds into the north over Easter. That could bring wintry showers, would you believe, to northern parts of the country over Easter. We'll do the 5th Easter update tonight, by the way, around 7 o'clock on the Easter updates page. Easter, excuse me, Easter Monday looks really very disappointing. We've got winds in from the north, high pressure out to west, low pressure is to the east, and a proper northerly wind there is pushing down across the country. Again, that could bring wintry showers to northern and eastern parts of the country for Easter Monday. Up to day 10, it looks like it's staying pretty chilly. Really high pressure remains out to the west, but winds are still coming in from generally northerly or easterly direction. Finally, the GWV, we're in this northwesterly wind for Thursday and into Good Friday. Then the winds turning northerly as we go through into Easter itself. So again, Easter Sunday into Easter Monday, bring down proper northerly winds then, and then we go through up to day 10. Still looks like we're keeping it quite chilly really, with the wind in from the northwest. There could be further showers up to the north. So the message from the models, if you like warm and sunny weather, make the most of this afternoon. Even in this afternoon for the northwest, you're going to turn cooler and cloudier with some showery rain. But for the southeast, if you like warm weather, get out, enjoy it, have a barbecue, do whatever you want, because by tomorrow you're going to be feeling the change to a cooler northwesterly wind. And then it looks like that's it really for warm temperatures for the time being. Temperatures throughout the rest of the coming week and into Easter look generally quite cool, maybe even you would say cold at times in the north. Right, that's all for now. We'll have a detailed look at Easter this evening with the 5th Easter update, so come back for that. Then don't forget to enter the competition if you haven't yet done so. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching.